Alright, this is take 2 of a video I did earlier today. As you know, I've had a lot of problems with my recording software that I just simply have not been able to resolve. I'm using a different program right now. Hopefully my audio isn't going to sound like I'm dividing by 0. Anyway, let's try to make this shorter than the last video. I'm just going to go over Ryu and Chun in a quick overview. There's actually quite a bit to cover, so I don't know if I'll succeed in making this shorter than the other video, but we're gonna try. Okay, so the first thing I should mention about Ryu and Chun is that they are motion characters. They're basically Street Fighter characters in the Battle for the Grid engine, which means that they do not have stuff like Mr. Go Fukami here. You can't just push forward and special and back and things like that. You actually have to do the motions. So if you're not used to that, you might have a very hard time playing as them because they were designed with traditional fighting game players in mind, and I think it was also done for authenticity as well. I don't think there are enough move inputs in the base Battle for the Grid gameplay mechanics to really accommodate them. So there's a number of advantages that come with that. The first is that you have all your moves. Your Fireball, you got your Tatsu, and your DP. But you also have multiple EX moves as well. That is something that the other traditional grid characters don't have. So, for instance, this is his default EX just done with the normal command. But if you do it with the DP command, you actually get more damage. Whopping 80 damage. Whopping 80 extra damage. So Ryu does not have an air dash, but he is pretty fast on the ground. He's got his kind of TBC combo system. He also has his overhead. The overhead is actually an OTG, so it's very easy to use. Let me show his other EX attacks as well. So, his EX Hadouken. Crumble. EX Tatsu's pretty standard stuff. It does not cause a hard knockdown, so you can't OTG after it. Best OTG would definitely be his Aerial S, his classic jump roundhouse. Also, his jump strong is really good in this game. This is the same jump strong he's had for eons. What's good about it in this game is it gives you access to jump loops. Let's try to pull off a basic combo with him. Try that again. Of course I can't do it when I'm recording. I just can't play right now, can I? I'm too stressed for my recording software. Alright, there we go. Alright, well, that's good enough. Overall, he's pretty good to use. He's definitely simpler to use than Chun, however, you will have to learn how to do motion commands. You're going to have to unlearn a lot of how Battle for the Grid works as well, because if you just do his basic EX command, this is the only EX move you'll have access to. You will have to do his motion commands, and you'll have to do it on medium and hard instead of light and special. So you can shortcut it. You can shortcut dash. There is a macro for dash. It's up to you if you want to use that if you're playing on controller, but luckily they made it so it's not light and medium, so you can get around it pretty easily. Let's try that again. Oops. He's pretty good at corner carrying, too. Oops. I messed up there, but that's the gist of it. I'm kind of not used to having dash over here instead of EX, and we're going to go into the reason why that is right now. Let's go into the Chun segment. So the first thing I should mention about Chun is, A, she is half motion and half charge. That means that she's got charge moves, like Koken and Spinning Bird Kick, but she's also got motions like the Lightning Legs. The other thing is that she has an air dash, but unlike Arc Sys games, you can't tap up and forward to get an instant air dash. You actually have to macro it to light and medium, so I recommend going into your button configuration and putting dash on whatever button you have available. This game is very controller accessible, even though this group of characters definitely breaks the conventions of the game mechanics with having you know, a separate command for air dashes and motion commands and stuff. You can still play with them pretty well. You'll just have to sacrifice your EX command, your EX shortcut for this. So I have it mapped to L2. It's up to you what you want to map it to. Also, her OTG is her toe tap, so you're definitely going to want to have that macroed. So Chun is unique in that she has extensions on all of her moves, however they are only off the heavy version. Like if you do Lightning Legs with light, you won't get an extension, but if you do it with heavy, you get the extension. Chun is very hard to use. I don't really have that many optimized combos with her, but I'll go ahead and show a little bit of what she can do.
You're done!
What's weird is that this is not an OTG. I would prefer if she had this as an OTG. It would definitely make it a little bit easier to use. The problem I have with her is that the toe tap being an OTG makes it really hard, especially in the corner. Makes it really hard to combo off it. That's often what happens to me. Trying to do one combo here. So the toe tap is actually limited by 3 attacks. That will give you I don't think it's a hard knockdown, but it gives you a knockdown regardless. You can actually air dash cancel it like this. So if you do the Koken extension, you actually get a crumple, but the problem is it's a charge move, so it can be pretty hard to pull off. Likewise, if you want Spinning Bird Kick to just come out and be like a reversal or something you can tag out of, you definitely don't want to do the charge command. You're going to want to just do the EX command, even though that's going to be less damage. Like that did a significant amount of extra damage, but it's a charge move. Charge times in this game are actually surprisingly long for the kind of game this is. So you might want to just use the basic one.
Come on.
Let's go into a little bit of synergy here.
It's morphin' time. Hunto!
Oops. I just can't play this game right now. I'm too anxious about whether this recording's going to work.
Fury Wolfing.
Well, there's a couple things you can do with him, however, he got nerfed pretty hard, so you're gonna have to watch the juggle bar.
It's more
Let's try this.
Time for some extra willpower. Let's go. Fury Wolf Ranger.
That's weird, I don't know why that's not connecting. He got nerfed pretty hard, so anyway, let's just go into a basic match here to close this off. The video is running a bit long. I don't really know much about synergies with them yet. I've labbed with them quite a bit, but I obviously I don't have the execution right now.
To lose. I'm afraid to
We'll
give up.
never
I've been
give
very
up without
stressed
fighting.
about my recording software and how poorly it's been working. You know, I rely on the software to use every day, so when it doesn't work, it can be very stressful. Just simply recording can give me a lot of anxiety. So the CPU actually got buffed quite a bit. They actually do like real combos now.
Incinerate Wolf Spirit Rush! Now it's... Release the power!
See, they notice when you're blocking.
Now you've done it.
Megazord, ready!
Alright, well, her level of play was not very good today, but that's a basic overview for them. I would not recommend buying them if you're not used to doing motion commands. There definitely are people that have played this game. This is like their first fighting game, and they've actually been able to pull off cool stuff because there's not motion commands, so this is going to be a bit of a rude awakening for them, especially since they made Chun half charge and half motion, which is even harder to understand. I've been playing fighting games for decades, and I've never really been good with charge characters myself. However, Ryu is pretty easy to use. I would recommend buying him if you want to get like a little bit of a crash course into using a motion character. He doesn't really have anything complex. Chun, on the other hand, is very technical. There's some things I dislike about her. I think the charge moves are kind of pointless. There definitely were enough inputs that they could have done to make it not like that. Also, the amount of time you have to charge is very long, and her OTG is a little bit awkward. It doesn't really work like a lot of the other characters do. I haven't really put in a lot of time with her, but she's a very technical character. She can do a lot of damage, but she's very high execution, so if that's not your thing, especially if you're not used to doing motion and charge commands, I would not recommend getting her. However, Ryu seems like he's got pretty good synergy. He's got a really good assist. He's got relatively easy combos. You definitely do have to change the timings a bit, depending on the hurt box of the character, but he can do a lot of damage by himself, and he's got some pretty decent utility too. Thanks for watching.